when this bird arrived, we've been waiting for years and years and years. His mum and dad are actually 53 human years of age, and they had a baby for the first time 2 years ago. We think that that was down to changing the routine around a little bit. We split the birds up for quite a while and then put them back together again, but they have been laying eggs for about 20 years, but they've always been infertile. Now this bird is incredibly rare in the wild. He's called a Lamagia. Most people have never even heard of a Lamagia, and he is a specialist vulture. He spends all of his life in the tops of mountains, floating around on those wind currents, looking for dead animals, but he's not interested in the meat. Often he was persecuted, shot and poisoned and trapped because his name, Lamagia, roughly translates to lamb killer. And if you live in the tops of mountains where most people have 20 sheep or 20 goats as best friends, then of course you're not always going to be welcome with open arms. But sad to say, this bird has been accused of things that he's not capable of. A golden eagle undoubtedly can kill a lamb or a goat, but this is the bird that after everybody else has taken every last morsel of meat off it, he comes along and with his sharp, powerful bill, he snaps rib bones, throws them up into the air, and sword swallows them down. It's absolutely amazing to see. But on a dead animal the size of a sheep or a goat, there are many bones that are just too difficult for him to break with his beak. So what he does, he actually picks up the hip bones and the skull bones, flies around with them until he finds a sheet of rock, and then repeatedly throws them down onto the rock until they break into shards that he can, obviously, break up into bits and swallow. So Marty is an amazing bird. When you see him on some fresh air, that he's useful. When he's done a mistake, as he has done at the moment, then as you can see, he's quite a cumbersome bird. And once he's down on ground level like this, essentially he's sacked. Yeah, he can't get back off the ground again today, simply because he hasn't got that oomph to be able to take off. He really is an enormous big bird. But his name has changed. He's been rebranded as a bearded vulture, as he has a little goatee beard underneath his chin. And this habit of breaking bones, we thought, was a learned behavior. Obviously, the youngsters spend quite a considerable amount of time with their mums and dads, and they, of course, learn them the ropes, show them the sort of places where they would expect to find dead animals. But whilst we were training young Barty at our base up in North Yorkshire, and as I said, we have this amazing place on the side of Pen y Ghent in the Yorkshire Dales, we